I want to go to a report that the Daily Wire did, and it was about. Is that Canadian? It was about. No comments, no questions, no comments in the comment section. This school district in California, of course, providing all this weird, creepy stuff for kids, okay? It's all, alphabet things. And I'm going to show you one of the pages they had where they basically tell children how to access and tell teachers how to access these videos on. How do you. There we go. They tell them how to access these videos from your library. Hey, it's public education, right? Hey, it's probably some Arthur. It's probably some Franklin the Turtle. Isn't it? Is it Power Rangers? Is it Hey Arnold? Is it... I don't know. What else do we have? Recess? No. Here's what some of the suggestions are. Grades 5 to 12. I'm just Anarchy, which is weird. Why would you choose like a Swedish girl's name? Is it because they want the whitest girl possible? I don't know. Anarchy is 12. She loves ice hockey and is a hardcore tomboy. Everybody who meets her assumes she's a boy, but she's not sure if she wants to be a girl, a boy, or something in between when she grows up. What kind of kid is thinking about what gender they want to be when they grow up? They're planting this in their brains. That's for 11-year-olds. Grade 5 is 11. I know, I went to Disney World when I was in grade 5. That's a family. For kindergartens to 6-year-olds. Understanding diversity in grade 6, sorry. Understanding diversity in family structures from a wide range of children's perspectives. I wonder what that means. Completely harmless, probably. We're not even talking with the ones for staff. The documentaries about gay issues in schools, of which there are realistically none until you start forcing them in there. Grade 6 to 12. Gender matters. Transgender youth. Of course, that's a real thing. 5 short films about transgender and gender nonconforming young adults. Then we've got I'm Just Anarchy again. Then we have Call Me Cade. Just Call Me Cade. It's the story of a 16-year-old, if you're in grade 8. You'll be watching this one. A story of a 16-year-old transgender. No hyphens here, by the way. Poor writing. In Tucson, Arizona, and his experience embracing his gender and gender identity in supportive environment with no period. Even though the last one had a period at the end. I can only assume that what this means is that this was a girl becoming a guy, because why would you misgender him if you're promoting this movie? Grades 8 to 12. You're sitting in grade 12 class, in health class probably, and their teacher's just like, we're going to watch a movie, kids. You've already seen the STD movie, you've already seen the birth movie, and you're just like, this is probably just going to be a good movie. They're probably just out of stuff to teach us. How wrong you were. They're actually going to show you straight-laced how gender's got us all tied up, folks. How gender messages shape young people's daily decisions and the toll that deeply held stereotypes and rigid gender expectations have on all of our lives. And then the last one's about a gay prom. Are you seeing this, folks? Now, maybe you're 18 to 25. Maybe you're even in your 30s and you think this is a thing. But it's not. If you went to high school ever before the last 5, 6, 7 years, you'll know that this isn't a thing. It's like if you woke up one day and you go to school, or maybe you woke up from being frozen, like the movie Encino Man or something. Maybe, and they just started teaching you, the importance of, let's see, aliens, It's like, they started teaching you the importance of aliens and why, like, all 4 races of aliens that they say that the lizard people, the tall whites, the grays, and all these things. If you just woke up one day and they were teaching that in school and you're just like, where did this come from? And then all these people started being like, well, it's very important that we teach them that. It's always been there. You just have been lying to children. You've been sheltering them from things they need to know about in the world. And you're just like, well, yeah, they've always been there. Like, the stuff about the aliens has always been there. Everybody's like sort of known about it, like UFO stuff. People have talked about it, but it wasn't really a big part of our lives. And, this sort of has so much more merit now, like, than the actual stuff that's in schools now that I think about it. But it's like, something that completely came out of nowhere that's never been taught before in elementary school. Something kids don't need to know about. Kids don't need to discuss aliens in a in a setting in school as much as they need to talk about, what gender you want to be when you grow up. This doesn't make any sense. And for people to say, it's something that's very important is naive, foolish, selfish, and probably abusive of them. And for young people to act like this isn't a new thing, like this wasn't purposely and purposefully hoisted upon them, it's just because they're unaware of this. Like, if you're a kid and you grew up your whole life being taught this, you would have no idea, right? But all you'd have to go is, you'd only have to go back like 10 years to get to a point in history where we didn't teach this stuff, and it wasn't because it was new information and, we just started understanding the gender spectrum and the being non-binary and all these different sexualities. It's because they made it up. And they were just like, we need to teach people this so that they believe it and accept it, and it's normalized. That's where it comes from. The Daily Wire also had more documents that they found, one of them being swag ideas for Pride Month. So they basically said, have Pride Month celebrations. Pride Month might be another celebration. And make sure you bring flags, ribbons, stickers, mini Pride flags, Pride posters, and even get shirts and stuff. And make sure you get shirts called that say "Protect Trans Kids" shirt, which is, I don't know, like, this is what they want you to search, I think. Rainbow shoelaces. You gotta have rainbow shoelaces. But a lot of weird stuff in this, and there's more pages. You can also see this in an article I wrote, because we're cross-promoting today, is that they mention a lot of stuff about the allies, the children that are allies. So they want even the kids who, which is statistically 20% by most accounts, who identify as something strange, right? Statistically 20%. They want the other 80% to be forced to participate too. So they have all this other stuff like take pictures with an ally in front of a trans flag. Have a speaker who's an ally who's also with a transgender person at your Pride event. Have a speaker mention an ally who does pro-LGBT, education in the community and does all this sorts of stuff. They don't want a single person to go unindoctrinated in this. And this is a school district of 19,000 people. And they're just like, get your swag. It's so cool, kid. Get your rainbow shoelaces and your Protect Trans Kids shirts. Head on over to the library. Watch a movie about a transgender hockey player kid, and you're cool. And it's not cool if you don't do that. That was one of the things they had here was, check to see if your local public library has a subscription to Canopy. If yes, you can set up your free streaming through this link. Use your library card. And then it's like each library has a budget for their patrons for this program. You can add multiple memberships with different library cards to increase the chance that you get to stream the movies you want to show when one library's patrons have exceeded the limit for the month. So just like, even though you have access to it, exploit the system of other libraries so that you can ensure you can show your kids creepy movies.
Turn it up, Jordan.